Oh my god, I'm sick! So, as you saw from the clips before, I was using, before I didn't have gold, but I've been using these, mainly, I've been using sleight of hand, because, and then, essentially what you do is you just put on all the ADS attachments. So, barrel gives you ADS, tack gives you ADS, stock, or side, Singar, arms, assassin gives you ADS. Don't care about any of the negatives because it doesn't really change anything. ADS, and here is, and then either sleight of hand or focus. I would never recommend. The only other thing I would slightly recommend is FMJ or Mo Money, but that's only if like you really are grinding hard and you want XP, and if you really want to get wall bangs, or if you really want, I guess this helps with collats. But if you really are going for collats, you probably have stopping power rounds already. Stopping power rounds are perfectly fine for that. So essentially, just use focus and sleight of hand. And then the other class, by the way, your secondary should either be, if you're doing only this sniper, your secondary should either be a deagle, and if you're willing to sacrifice perk 1, put on overkill and put on any shotgun, probably the 725. Yeah. And then you can also do this where you just add 7 round, but you have to remove one of these. If you're trying to remove one of these, remove like one of the ones that only has 1 pro. So you're essentially remove this because this is the only one that's just ADS speed. And I have sleight of hand on this still. And then my main class, I have the M2 carbine, which I don't have all the attachments on, but I put on extra damage range. Since I'm not using the sniper scope, ADS speed isn't as important, so I put on the operator reflex. I put on this reticle. And then this gives me ADS. This, when you first unlock this, use it, but once you unlock this, keep it. I still use sleight of hand on this because it's single reload. And stifle grip tape because that's always the best one. And then this is the AX with focus on, just so I don't fuck up a clip if I switch to my AX. And also I can switch to this if I'm ever in trouble. Also, especially if you're doing a swap class like this, or just in general, if you're not using field that much, really recommend Amped. Because not only does it give you faster swap speed, if you have a tack insert, you can you flick it faster. If you're putting out an ammo box, you do it faster. If you load stopping power rounds, actually I don't think that does that much faster. But essentially it goes from like a 5-second switch to like a 2, so you can feed really easily. It's not that hard. And then hardline, I only put this on because I don't need kill chain on a sniper. I don't care about point man. That's probably like the worst perk ever unless I'm just playing support, which it's Call of Duty. So I don't do that. And then ghost. With the way the current radar is, ghost is really ineffective. But just keep this on your radar. Just make sure you don't underestimate it and never use it, because when the radar update happens, it's definitely going to be the best second perk. And when the update first happens, put it on, but I guarantee it will be nerfed once they realize, wow, Ghost is just fucking broken in the new radar. Let's turn it down. So you'll probably have, once they do this whole rework thing, you'll probably have a little bit of time to use it, but yeah. And then who cares about high alert, and who the fuck uses restock? You'll get ammo crates anyways, so, and also you don't use equipment that much because tack inserts aren't equipment. EOD is useful if you really hate claymores. I do, but I don't use it because I use overkill or double time, this just helps me move around the map better. For me, double time makes it so the flow of the game just generally goes better. The only reason I don't use it in the swap class is because I need overkill. But shoot house, really, you don't really need double time, because if you regular sprint around, it'll probably be better since it's just a small map and you're always in engagements. Tactical sprinting will probably fuck you up since it takes long to pull out your gun. Scavenger, especially in this game, you don't actually need it, because it's guaranteed that like one person on your team is gonna have an ammo box, or somebody's gonna drop something. They're very rare case where you don't have it. Like, the only case where it would matter a lot is if you're red gunning, for example, with the MP5. And if you're red gunning with the MP5 and you run out of ammo, what I would recommend doing is if you constantly run out of ammo, level it up to where you get, I think it's somewhere around here, you get fully loaded, which it's essentially, it's like, it doesn't matter what kind of magazine you have, but all of your extra ammo that you would get, like if you pressed E on an ammo box, would just come. So, yeah. And then I have kill chain on my red gun classes because I go for like kill streaks a lot. But currently, since I snipe mainly, I have personal radar, UAV, and cruise missile. The only reason I do this and not use this is because it's easy to get these two, and it's like constant UAV. And I can't use this because it replaces UAVs, so I just keep with this. I would use the cluster strike, but the cluster strike is kind of shit in my opinion. But I would recommend doing a 3, 4, 5 if you're sniping, because so you always get the kill streaks, and also so you constantly have UAV. But if you really do want to go for something, my setup used to be this while sniping. And I would get it sometimes because sniping in this game is not as hard as people hype it up to be. It's harder. It is definitely harder. Don't get me wrong. It is definitely way harder. But it's not as hard as people are like freaking out. Like people are like, I haven't hit a quad head yet, dude. Holy shit! Like, calm down. It's not that bad. Once a month blows by, everybody will realize that this is just another COD, but with some interesting flow and some weird game mechanics that once you get over them and once you get used to the claymores and camping and stuff, and once they nerf all of that, because they're gonna nerf it, you'll be good. You'll be good. But that's essentially it. Thanks for watching. There's gonna be some clips after this of just highlights. I hit a quad with when I was going for the no attachments challenges, but I lost that clip somewhere. I'll try to find it. But I also hit like a couple more clean quads and a quad X2. So you're gonna see those clips now, and then yeah. Thanks for watching, and peace.